Hello, welcome back everyone. This is Janon with an introduction on what Warframe actually is about. In this video I would like to show you what to do after you end up on your reset and where to actually go for your first mission and what this mission will actually look like in the beginning. Because combat in the lower ranks and the higher ranks differs quite a bit due to lower enemy count, different kind of missions, and most importantly due to limited abilities of your frame and due to limited mod capacity of your gear. In order to give you a proper indication of what it will be like, I made sure that I will have first off starter gear, except Excalibur Prime, but he's almost the same as the normal Excalibur, so that's not that much of a difference. The MK1 Breton, the Lato, and the MK1 Bow. All of those you can obtain during the first mission, during War's Prize, if you so choose to get those rather than the other weapons, so you will have a bit of an idea how those will actually work in the first missions and how good they actually are. Also, I made sure that my Excalibur Prime is also unranked, so that I can not even think of using my abilities, because I simply will not have them yet. And also that will show you how ranking up your equipment actually works. And also, of course, I will not bring any companions with me, because initially you will not have any companions. So there is that. So I will choose a simple mission, an Exterminate mission against the Grineer, level 1 to 3, which will have a fairly low enemy count, and in general Exterminate missions in my opinion are fairly good to try out your gear and see how well it fares against the enemies, simply because you have a high control over how many enemies there still are around on the map. Initially you will not have the missions available the way I do, because the quest War's Prize will lead you through the whole line, starting with Mantle with a couple of quests, until you then finish the quest of War's Prize and then can choose your next quest yourself. So we will start off in this mission, and then you will see how everything works, how the game plays in the lower levels when you just start the game, and you will also see how your items will rank up after you finish the mission.
There is a large platoon of Grineer Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
So upon arrival you get the immediate transmission that there is enemies around. A large platoon is maybe saying a bit too much, because on the left side of the map you can see I have 29 enemies to kill. One thing that's to note for extermination missions, as you can see on the top left corner there is the minimap, and right now the room I am in is completely red, which means there's enemies. As you can see there, two of them, two Grineer level 2, a Frontier Trooper and a Frontier Lancer, who did not notice me yet. So, let me show you one nice thing about this game. There is stealth attacks, assuming that you can sneak up on your enemy without them noticing. So in order to do those, you just move up to them, and when you get the prompt to press E, you just do that, you press E. Let's see if I can do it again. Yes, I can, because I was quick enough. And now this one spotted me, and they will all run around like headless chickens. And as you can see, the MK1 Breton, at least on this level, certainly gets the job done. Let's try the Lato, shall we? Where are you? There he is. Takes a couple shots, but it is also only my secondary weapon. Also, I am still perfectly fine. Also, what you can see on the top left of the corner, the enemies are marked with little diamonds in red, of course, which maybe does not go too well with the red outlines of the current room you're in, but it could really be worse, that's for sure. So as you can see, the first mission's really not that bad. A decent number of enemies, and a bit loot to get you started in the game. Also, bear in mind all of those containers can be destroyed, and I highly recommend to destroy them, especially on your first missions, is because they almost always contain credits and sometimes even crafting resources like this one, where I got a couple of ferrite. And as you can see, the Grenier are all fairly blind and don't even notice me, so let's give them a little surprise. You're all dead, you just don't know it yet. This went really, really good. Okay, let's continue on to the other side of the room. As you can see, this one is a fairly large room. Let me switch to the larger map, as you can see. So the other rooms where I was previously are now outlined in white. That means that there is no enemies in those rooms left, at least not at this point. If any enemies go into this room, then it would be outlined red once again. Goodbye, dear Grenier. Let's minimize the minimap again and continue our way. So, gameplay-wise, as you can see at the beginning, very much the game is a third-person shooter. You run around and you shoot them all in the face, preferably, because headshots do more damage than body hits, which is more or less normal for all kinds of shooters. But there's more than that, because we have abilities, don't we? In case of Excalibur, we have this nice slash dash, which is a charge at the enemy, which deals a decent amount of damage and gets us into melee range if we want to have that. Also, what you can see, you saw it maybe there at the center, there was something that popped up when I used my slash dash. Let me press escape. When you are in a mission, you're always given a challenge. Completing this challenge gives you bonus affinity, and that always depends on the challenge. In this case, I have to use my first ability 5 times, which I cannot do right now anymore because I have not enough energy left. I could just use one of my energy restores, but I won't, because you would not have those if you would just be starting the game, thus I will not use them either. In which case it means that I will have to find energy or do this. So my Excalibur just ranked up to rank 1 and gained additional health for that, and also my energy is now full to 100. So now I can use my slash dash again, which is just great. And there's Kubros here, nice little fluffy things on Earth, ain't they? And also fairly hard to defeat initially. Didn't I destroy them? Jesus. As you can see, those can take quite a beating, and also my MK1 Breton just ranked up to rank 1, which is great as well. So, your items already rank up during the mission. For weapons, that does not mean much, because with the rank, at least at this point, nothing changes. But for your Warframe, with the rank, also your health, or your energy, or your shields will increase. And it's usually in order: the first level increases your health, the second increases your shields, the third increases your energy, and so on, which goes up to rank 30, so that each of them got increased 10 times. So that means for a weapon, a higher rank does not mean anything if there is no mods in them, but for a Warframe that actually means if a Warframe is a higher rank, it already has more life, more shields and more energy than the same Warframe at rank 0. And that does not even take the additional mod capacity into account.
You're still in the clear. No detection
That you will get from ranking up your frames and gear. As for mod capacity, that is something that I will not cover in this video, but I have a short introduction to that in my video about the arsenal, where I briefly talk about that, and there will be another tutorial video about modding as well, where I will go into a bit more detail in that. So as you can see, we are now sitting at 27 of 29 enemies. Also the Kubros that I met earlier, the little furry doggies, do not count towards those numbers. Only the Granier that you encounter here do count for that. So let's find the last one. He is behind me actually and does not even notice me, and no, he never will notice me. Goodbye. He's going literally down the drain. No, I can't push him through there. Never mind. Okay, so now at the top left you can see there is a green blinking marking which marks the exit of the mission. Also, Kubros themselves are not hostile until you get too close to them. And I will also, of course, open all those nice containers. Let's also open this locker to get whatever is in there, and this container as well, and then I will make a run for the exit. I do not want to fight those doggies right now just because I don't want to. And then we have done the mission. And completing the mission will give us yet a bit more bonus experience. So as you can see, the Excalibur Prime went to rank 2, the MK1 Bow and Breton went to rank 2 as well, and the Lato, I did not even use it aside from the beginning, ranked up to rank 1. And when you arrive in your Lisette, you will get the summary screen once again, and if you want to, you can directly repeat the mission from this screen. Also, you get a stats summary, which is somewhat helpful, not really helpful. It is it's just showing you how well you did during this mission, and when you're in a squad with other players, all of them will be listed here. So the question is now, what do we do with those newly achieved ranks? Well, for that we would have to go to the arsenal and see what we can do with that. So let's start with the MK1 Breton. So it is at rank 2, so now we have a mod capacity of 2. Is there anything we can put in there? For me, not so much. The mods that I can put in there do not really help me too much, but I can put fast hands in there for quicker reload. If I recall correctly, you will get damaged mods of the Serration in the beginning, which is initially better actually. It costs less capacity and does the same thing, but it caps at a way lower rank already. So in the long run, the normal Serration of course is much better. So Serration is a mod to put onto your rifles to increase their damage. So that's a quick upgrade for the Breton. For the Lato, I can't do anything because I'm fairly sure there's no mod in this world that only uses one capacity. Nope, they all start at 2. Then let's have a quick look at the MK1 Bow. What we have here is, for one, I could put in a stance, but I won't do that because at this point you are unlikely to have a stance mod, so I won't show you what that would do in at this stage of the game. But we can also put something into the depolarity slot if we have anything for that. And I actually do have a couple mods that are not too shabby, like for example the Shattering Impact, which would reduce the enemy's armor if I hit them. Melee prowess would increase the status chance with this melee weapon, or parry would increase my counter chance. I think in this case I will just put a parry mod in there. Since the use capacity is halved because it has the same polarity as the slot, I am still sitting at 1 capacity, but again, nothing uses only 1 capacity. And that is what you can do after the first mission really. So you can upgrade your things a little bit. Also, let's have a quick look at the Excalibur themselves. In this case, to have a real image of what you could do, you have to halve the capacity because my Excalibur Prime is upgraded, so he gets twice the capacity. But that's not too much of an issue. We can just assume my capacity is only sitting at 2 rather than 4. But also, Excalibur has the depolarity slot here, so I will just put a Vitality in there. Uses nowhere near all of the capacity, but it is at this point unlikely that you'd be able to already upgrade your vitality too much, if at all, so I just put the basic version in there for a little bit of extra health. So as you can see, my health now, thanks to that mod, will go up from 120 to 160. And that's it for this little quick venture into the first mission on Warframe after you are done with the War's Prize quest. The War's Prize quest actually will give you a couple ranks for your items already, so your Warframe is probably even stronger than what I currently have, so that you might even be able to put a couple more mods in there already and might even be able to go to higher missions. This was just a very short and quick look at the first mission that you could do if you choose it. The others you can choose as well, of course, and I will go through those in upcoming videos. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment if you want, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you do not want to miss the other videos that I will put up for Warframe, but also for other games. This was me, Drennon, with a little bit of early Warframe gameplay. I hope that I will see you all again next time. Bye!